This is Top Accolade Global News Update. I am Abiodun Mohammed. Chinese President Xi Jinping will travel to Russia next week to hold talks with President Vladimir Putin. The two countries said on Friday as Beijing touts a plan to end the grinding Ukraine war that has received a lukewarm welcome on both sides. Xi's March 20th to 22nd trip comes after China last month published a 12-point plan for a political resolution of the Ukraine crisis, and after a senior Chinese diplomat called on Thursday for negotiations in a call with Ukraine's foreign minister. The plan calls for the protection of civilians and for Russia and Ukraine to respect each other's sovereignty. However, the United States and NATO have said Beijing's efforts to mediate are not credible, as it has refrained from condemning Russia's invasion of Ukraine, which Moscow calls a special military operation. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Wang Wenbin said Xi's visit to Russia, his first in nearly 4 years, was in part to promote peace, although he made no explicit mention of the Ukraine war. He said the leaders would also exchange opinions on major regional and international issues, strengthen bilateral trust, and deepen economic partnerships. The Kremlin said in a statement that Xi and Putin will discuss topical issues of further development of comprehensive partnership relations and strategic cooperation between Russia and China. The statement also made no mention of Ukraine. At least 22 people, including 3 Buddhist monks, were shot dead at close range in central Myanmar last week, according to a doctor's post-mortem report in what opponents of military rule say was a massacre of civilians conducted by the army. A spokesman for Myanmar's junta, which staged a coup 2 years ago to depose the elected government, said its troops had been involved in clashes with rebel fighters in the Penlang region of southern Shan state, but had not harmed any civilians. Junta spokesman Zhao Mintun said in a statement that Karenni Nationalities Defense Force (KNDF) and another rebel group entered the village of Nan Nient after government forces arrived to provide security with a local people's militia. It did not respond to multiple calls from pressmen for further comment. A spokesman for the KNDF said its soldiers entered Nan Nient on Sunday and found dead bodies scattered at a Buddhist monastery. A high-ranking envoy of President Joe Biden will travel to Panama and Honduras this month, the U.S. Department of State said on Thursday, days after Taiwan ally Honduras said it would establish formal diplomatic ties with China. Chris Dodd, the U.S. Special Presidential Advisor for the Americas, will visit the 2 Central American countries from March 17th to March 21st, the department said in a statement. In recent years, the United States has focused on migration and security challenges stemming from Central America, as well as trade and development priorities, but it has also been concerned about Chinese efforts to expand its influence in the region. Dodd, a former lawmaker, will meet Honduran officials and private sector representatives, officials and finance leaders in Panama, as well as attend an annual conference of the Inter-American Development Bank. On Tuesday, Honduran President Xiomara Castro announced it would seek diplomatic ties with Beijing, which would come at the expense of Taiwan, which China claims as its own territory, with no right to state-to-state ties. Most of Britain's passport office workers will go on strike for 5 weeks starting next month in a pay dispute, potentially disrupting the delivery of passports ahead of the summer holiday period. More than 1,000 members of the Public and Commercial Services (PCS) union, working across most of the UK's passport offices, including in London, Liverpool and Glasgow, will walk out from April 3rd to May 5th, the union said in a statement on Friday. They join workers in other sectors in Britain who have staged strikes in recent months, demanding higher pay to cover surging inflation. Passport officers in Belfast, Northern Ireland, could also strike if they vote in favour of walking out in a ballot that closes on Friday. The PCS union has demanded a 10% pay rise for civil servants, as UK inflation is now running at just over 10%. Passport officers had previously rejected a 2% pay rise. Psych Volkswagen Automotive is offering 3.7 billion yuan in cash subsidies for car purchases in China, joining more than 40 brands in slashing prices ahead of a change in emissions rules in the world's largest auto market. The joint venture between China's Psych Motor Corp Limited and Germany's Volkswagen AG is offering 15,000 yuan to 50,000 yuan in subsidies until April 30th for its full lineup, which includes the Terramont, Lavida and Fidium models, Psych VW said on its WeChat account late on Thursday. Guangzhou Automobile Group, the Chinese partner of both Honda Motor Co. Limited and Toyota Motor Co., has also offered subsidies running from March 15th to March 31st. Chinese passenger vehicle sales fell 20% in January to February, industry data showed, even as some manufacturers offered reduced prices to stimulate demand. Sales of new energy vehicles, which include all battery and plug-in battery petrol hybrid vehicles, grew faster than the overall market, accounting for over 30% in February. In the same month, Chinese electric vehicle maker BYD Co. Limited outsold Volkswagen branded cars for the second month in 4. That is the size of top accolade global news updates. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy weekend.